I didn't do that.
It's not as if she were a maniac, a raving thing. She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you? Welcome to the Sunday Movie Marathon. It's me, Max.
I'm Norman.
I'm not Norman.
Hello, Norman and not Norman. It's episode 97 of our Halloween special. Wait, no, it's not 97 of. It's episode 97 overall, but it's a Halloween special. 'Cause today is October. Hooray!
Yeah.
Doing some more scary, spooky movies. Definitely horror movies. We didn't just fuck it up. I mean, I didn't create the list. Somebody else did.
Yeah, don't know who did that.
Sorry, I don't know. How are we all this week?
Yeah, doing good. Not only is it October today, as when we're recording, it's October 4th, which is actually the 2-year anniversary of when the first episode of the podcast came out.
Woo!
We've been doing this for 2 years. Well, me and Chris have. Darcy just tagged along for a bit.
Yeah.
In the first year.
Woo!
How does it feel?
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. Cool.
Still going.
Still going.
Time's fleeting. That's what it's told me. And that we
It's
may...
taking its toll.
Yeah, some of us are still going.
I think we may need a new co-host.
Max is just about chugging along.
I'll be cold in my grave before you pry me on with this podcast, I tell you. Sounds like it's going to happen soon.
Episode 100 will be the one where Max finally dies.
Guys, on air.
But not yet. We'll see. Yeah,
Classic.
Feels good. Jesus, 2 years.
Yeah, like literally, time is just fleeting.
Yeah.
Mad.
Feels almost like yesterday we were doing that Shrek marathon that we didn't record an episode for, but we just did it to do it.
That sounds like an awful thing to pass time by.
Yeah, I mean, it was... Maybe it was a mistake.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it all started with the Rush Hour ones, didn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, and then we were like, oh, let's do Shrek.
Yeah, the Shrek one was more memorable for me because Rush Hour I don't really like.
No.
It's got less memorable soundtracks, you know. But hey, maybe Shrek's in the offing sometime. Is that on the list?
What, the Shrek
I think
films?
so, yeah.
All right, well, that's coming eventually. Brace yourselves.
Oh boy, yeah. One day.
Like an argument the other night with somebody who thought that Shrek, the fourth Shrek, sucked, and I was like, no, it's actually good.
Yeah, it's all right.
I had to defend
Do you know there was a
Shrek
fourth one?
Forever After.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
fine.
I felt weird trying to defend it. I'm like, it's fine. It's like he's going through a midlife crisis.
It's like you're defending its honour.
It's about being a dad, I guess. It's one for the dads. It is.
Maybe that's why it's my dad's favourite one. It's like the only one he actually likes.
He relates to it.
Too
Yeah.
relatable.
Relates to Shrek smashing the cake and the little boy going, that's something, he does a funny thing, do the roar. That's what he does, yeah.
Oh, that's what the meme's from.
Now you know. Cool, so we did some scary movies.
Yeah.
I say reluctantly. Hotel Transylvania 1 through 4. They made 4 of these bastards.
They did indeed.
Jendy Tartakovsky's magnum opus. He didn't direct the 4th one.
Yeah, I was going to say only the first 3.
He did the first 3, yes. So I guess they're like his babies.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
He created Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, he made all the cool shit, yeah.
He's got a newest show called Primal, which apparently is really good.
He's behind all your favourite childhood stuff.
He is
if you
indeed.
watch TV when you're a kid. Or
Of a certain age.
If you're of a certain age.
Yeah, I think he did a load of writing for different Cartoon Network shows as well, like Powerpuff Girls and stuff like that.
It's very 90s-esque, isn't it? Early 2000s.
It's early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah.
I just searched Hotel Transylvania and they're actually showing it in the cinemas.
Hello?
Basingstoke and Bournemouth and Brighton.
Oh my god.
Podcast trip.
Let's go.
Watch Basingstoke.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Sure, if you're listening to this. Let's go. See Hotel Transylvania.
Not much to do in Basingstoke, but you can watch Hotel Transylvania in the cinema.
We can confirm there's fuck all to do in Basingstoke.
How familiar are we with these movies?
I saw this one about 6 or 7 years ago. And that
So
was
quite a while
Just
ago.
the first one.
Yeah, just
I
the
think
first one. I haven't seen any others before.
I think I watched it last year. It was on TV at one point, and I just happened to watch it. But it might have been the year before.
Yeah, I watched it a couple of years ago. I watched the first 3. I think I've watched the first 3 before. I had never seen the 4th one.
Yeah, well, it only came out like a few months ago, so...
Yeah. It's a new one. They did it. Amazon primed it.
They did indeed.
They did, they were like, Lord of the Rings of Power, and then we'll get on to what we really want to do. Hotel Transylvania 4.
Transformania.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Chris, what's the first movie? Describe it in great detail for us.
So basically...
So basically...
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
So it's basically set in this hotel called Hotel Transylvania, which is in Transylvania.
Good
The whole
stuff.
thing is run by Count Dracula. He's kind of created this big resort hotel for monsters only, where monsters and their families and stuff can kind of go live it up. No humans are allowed here. However, one day when he's having a special party for his daughter Mavis's 118th birthday, a human appears. Andy Samberg, he just appears.
Just Andy
He's there.
Samberg.
He somehow manages to find a hotel, and Dracula basically decides to pass him off, pretended that he's a Frankenstein monster, so he doesn't get outed as, you know, allowing this thing to be found and allowing humans to be in.
This is
and
quite
also-
convoluted, Chris.
His
Oh,
daughter
yes.
falls in love with him.
Yeah.
That's
As you
kinda
would when Andy Samberg walks in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
He's
the most...
well-travelled. He's a goofball,
yeah.
very cute
Yeah.
little boy. Well, who wouldn't fall
insufferable.
head over heels in love with him? You know, this is fine. Decent movie. It's all right. It's one for the kids.
Yeah.
Really nothing to be overwhelmed by or anything. It's very much a play-by-play of what you expect to happen. Maybe it's kind of a comfort movie. I don't know. I had a decent
kinda.
time with it. It was okay.
Yeah, it's quite sweet, fun. Nothing it doesn't like blow you away. Nothing is like really incredible, but it's just a nice little time waster. There's definitely worse kids' movies of its kind.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when ITV put it on, you just think I'd have that on in the background while I'm like wrapping up presents or something. Do you
While
know what I mean?
I'm
Like
beating the kids.
Yeah.
They can have it on, just a little ditty for them.
Yeah.
just
Take their
a
mind
little
off it.
distraction for them.
Yeah, I mean, if your kids are like really desperately want to watch a movie and like this is the only DVD you've got, it's like
This is the only
it's
DVD
not,
in your house.
it's not that bad.
This is the only DVD I have. I bought it for £1.50, which could be deemed too much for Hotel Transylvania, but
Possibly.
Yeah,
Worth
it was
every
weird.
penny.
'Cause
Mwah.
CEX were selling the Blu-ray for £1, but the DVD for £1.50.
maybe the Blu-ray sucks.
Yeah, there's no logical sense to that, really. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Sony production. Sony rarely come out with
Sony.
good animated movies. I
They-
wouldn't say they hit the nail on the head with this one, but
I think they've got like one great one,
I must say.
Spider-Verse.
that's about it.
Oh.
Emoji movie.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, there was just like a deafening silence there. I was like, oof.
Yeah. You got Adam Sandler in this one as well.
Yeah.
He's okay, I think.
I didn't recognise his voice.
No,
to be
you
fair.
wouldn't recognise him. And in
No.
that sense, I suppose that anybody could have done it. As we found from the fourth
yeah.
movie.
I was just about to say, and we found out. But it was a bit like CeeLo Green's in this, and he's not in the last one either.
He's only in
Actually,
the
he's not in
first
the
one.
first. No, you're
Not a
right.
name you'd expect to see on a movie.
I think
Yeah,
this
he
was
plays a
2012
mummy.
though. So was he popular in 2012? I
Yeah,
thought he was
that-
popular before then.
Yeah, like
He's still popular.
2010, 2011, that was when he was like,
Was it the
that's when he
peak?
was really big.
Mm.
Like, at least from his solo stuff
Yeah,
rather
very
than
strange.
Niles Barkley shit.
CeeLo Green will never die. I always got him
Yeah.
confused with Professor Green, but no,
his
he's CeeLo.
career kind of did die though after this movie when he got arrested, which is why he got
Oh,
fired
did
from
he?
the other movies.
Mhm.
Ah,
And
I
there
didn't
was
realise that
like
was a
he assaulted
thing.
his wife or something.
He
I could be wrong.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
said he sold his wife. I was like, oh, okay.
He sold his wife on the black market.
That's what I thought you said.
I need to make enough money to finance Hotel Transylvania 2.
Clearly, he did not make enough money to finance it because he's not in it.
But hey, it went on anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of got like almost like the Adam Sandler's just cast of people that's in like pretty much all his movies. Like,
Oh, well, David
obviously
Spade.
he's there, David Spade,
Mhm.
Kevin James, Steve Buscemi, like all these people who are in like
Yeah.
pretty much all of his movies are here for some reason.
They're all mates. It's like you
Yeah,
don't.
they all
yeah.
have like a bunch of money and they go on holiday and make movies about how they go on
Yeah.
holiday.
This one they probably could have
Yeah.
like just recorded it from their beds without them going anywhere.
They probably were on holiday and they were like, should we just like record some little things, send them over to Sony?
It's true. We'll never know.
Adam Sandler's like, look, I can do this Dracula accent. Steve Buscemi's like, you should fucking go to Sony with that.
And
And
somehow,
we got this.
and then we got Selena Gomez in this.
Yeah.
I find
She's
that
there.
pretty bizarre.
Why? Because she's not part of this Adam Sandler crowd.
No, I just didn't think that she did acting. Well, technically, she's
What
not
do you mean?
acting
She was in
this,
Wizards
she's
of Waverly
voiceover.
Place. That's like her primary gig.
That was where she started.
Yeah.
She's one of those
Oh,
Disney
yeah,
girls like
alright,
Demi
fair enough.
Lovato.
Yeah, I
Miley
forgot about
Cyrus.
that, I must say.
Yeah.
She's one of those.
I was a bit too late in the game for Wizards of Waverly Place, did
Yeah.
you say? Yeah, I was too old
Yeah.
by that point.
Oh, you missed
You
out.
made me feel so fucking old, Darcy. Well, you're like a year older than me.
Wizards of Waverly Place, man. That was where it was at.
Nah, never watched it.
It made you want to be a wizard of
Yeah.
Waverly Place.
I definitely don't want to be a Wizard of Waverly Place.
You gotta watch that show. You got Disney Plus. Load it up.
Watch
She
the
was
last
decent.
episode where there's like a big family duel as to who becomes
Yeah.
the head wizard. That was a huge event.
That was huge.
No, it wasn't.
We all like took school off to watch that. Yeah,
Remember,
it was big.
You guys are just chatting
No,
shit now. I don't know
realised
what
it
you're
was
it was a
talking
big
about.
event. Everyone was talking about it.
Nah.
Who's
Me
gonna
and-
be the family wizard?
Yeah, they were like advertising it on Disney Channel all the time. Me and my brothers literally like gathered around and watched it as it was airing, and we were all like debating who was going to win.
Did I grow up in like a different generation or something?
I think it was pretty obvious who was gonna win though.
Oh yeah,
Who cares about Max and like Justin? He's a bit of a nerd. Who cares? It was always going to be
you've just spoiled the show for
Alex
Darcy.
Russo from Wizards of
I
Waverly
can't believe
Place.
you remember all their names.
What do you mean? I watched the show. I watched it all. It was my childhood. It was a big part of my childhood. Don't demean me. Anyway, she's decent in this.
Yeah, she's
fine.
all right.
Yeah, she's okay. Pretty hot.
Yeah,
The Johnny comes in. He's like doing his little song for
yeah.
her, and he's like, "Legal bat lady turning 118."
That
Like,
was
that's-
fucking hilarious. It was awful.
Why'd you put that in there? That's weird.
yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I feel like
Yeah.
Andy Samberg has to like have a rap in every movie he's in now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to be known that he
He's a
was once in the
rapper, you
Lonely
know.
Island.
Yeah,
Mm,
he's a
known.
musician as well. He could do it too.
he can do everything.
Yeah, but they all have like a little sing song.
Yeah, a little
know,
side hustle.
CeeLo Green is a musician. Selena Gomez is a musician. Andy Samberg's a musician. I
Adam
feel like-
Sandler's a
He
musician.
was a
he
musician.
sings in this also.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
good.
he had a music career.
I didn't actually know he had a
Mhm.
music career until I said, "Oh, Adam Sandler singing. That's interesting."
Everybody kind of has a music career, don't they?
Yeah,
Right,
no, that is
yeah.
kind of true, to be honest.
Everybody tries it.
I don't know. Does David Spade have a music career? I
We'll
God
see.
hope he does not.
It's in the offing.
I like him, but I God hope no. Steve Buscemi's music career. Now that's what I want to hear.
That'd be fun.
I'd be up for that.
Little Spy Kids 2 reunion for the album on that one.
Singing about God fearing what he doth create or whatever it was that he was chatting about.
Yeah, this movie's it's for the kids.
Definitely.
It's not very funny though.
I don't think there's a lot here for adults, if I'm totally
No.
honest.
No, but you want to like I don't know the best ones. You put your kids in front of, and you can watch them too, and they
And you laugh a little bit.
they
you
have jokes
chuckle.
for the adults because they
Mm.
know that the parents are there too. Like Shrek. Shrek does that. It's a prime example of good fucking children's animation. It has something for everyone.
Mm.
This one, it's all right. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
yes, a
I think
little
it's
bit of a
watchable, isn't it?
chuckle, but like, whatever.
I feel like a lot of the jokes are quite obvious. A lot of like
Mhm.
really bad pun based. Like,
Look,
like
she's
monster
not showing
shit.
up in the mirror. She's a vampire. That's why she like doing her makeup in the mirror. She can't even see
Yeah.
herself. Why does she even have a mirror in there in the first place?
It's
Who
pretty,
knows?
yeah, some like really goofy things. But then I guess it's that kind of movie, isn't it? It's just, I feel like it's just goofy for the sake of being goofy. It's like, oh, your kid's
Yeah.
gonna watch this. Goofy, innit?
It was pretty funny when she like went to the human village, or what she thought was the human village, and all the zombies were dressed as humans to deter her from being one with the humans. And then like they all set themselves on fire, and she was like, "You guys are cringe," and she flew away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like,
I didn't try to help
Yeah.
them. It was like, "This is weird. I don't like this."
yeah, but
I'm
she must
leaving.
just think that's like a normal thing, because like, you know, yeah, because like the
That's what
monsters and
people
stuff,
are like.
they probably set themselves on fire, and because they're monsters, they're fine. But like, you know,
Yeah.
when humans set themselves on fire, they tend to die.
Just what people do.
Yeah. So she was
See
probably
you
like, oh,
around
you guys right?
recently?
Okay, bye.
Just-
Yeah, like,
Do we all find that Scream cheese joke funny?
this.
No.
Scream. I thought that was in the second film. to be
Nah,
fair.
that was in this one.
Yeah, I'm starting to
Scream cheese.
lose like.
The funniest jokes
Actual
are in
track.
this one. Or some of them are. Or maybe a lot of them.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
really
know.
remember any of the jokes. If I'm really honest.
I didn't really laugh at all during this one. It's just kind of
Mm.
a lot of my enjoyment is just because it is quite a charming, sweet movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easygoing. It's very like just kind of something you can just put on TV and switch your brain off. It's like sweet. It's wholesome. Doesn't make you think. It's just kind of like the equivalent of junk food, kind of, I guess.
It's
I know junk food's meant to make you feel better.
teaching
and
the
then
kids,
worse.
teaching the kids that about the zing, and you get
zing,
one
yeah.
zing in your life, and that was probably a bad lesson to teach kids.
Yeah, I just kept thinking of like the Zinger burger as well.
You only
so
fall in love once.
Only fall in love once.
yeah,
If you
If
break
you lose
up,
that-
yeah,
You're fucked.
never
Don't
finding
even-
love again.
Don't even try. I really took that on board in 2012.
Jesus. That's it. The podcast just ends
They
here.
also
boys.
don't like reference the fact that they're saying Frankenstein the whole time to Frankenstein's monster, and but like because Frankenstein, that's a small gripe, I guess, but like they don't reference that they're doing it wrong in this
Yeah.
movie, but they do in like the second movie maybe or the third one.
I'm assuming that a lot of people probably were
Yeah.
like complaining.
you
so they're
guys
like,
are
oh yeah, we
idiots.
gotta reference this.
Because it's like a love letter to those old movies like the Dracula and
The Invisible Man.
Frankenstein,
and
Invisible
stuff.
Man, and all that, the werewolves.
I'm not sure I'd say it's a love letter more that
They
those
like him.
characters are here.
Yeah, they like him. I
Pays
think.
tribute, I suppose.
I think it was kind of a tribute in a way. You got like the text at the beginning that
It's
like
not
flashed
great,
on
but-
screen. It was like Hotel Transylvania, and it was like blah. Like all those old,
blah, blah, blah.
all those old movies, you know.
Mm.
I won't say they don't pull anything from them. They've done their reading, I guess, but you know, a lot of it is just like, well, what can Dracula do? I guess he can do anything and everything if he wants. Like, he can fly, he can, you know, all the classic vampire stuff. And it's like, yeah, he can also like
Hypnose people.
hypnotize people, freeze people in midair, and like I don't know.
Mm.
Just like I guess he can do anything. It doesn't really matter. I quite liked his bromance with Johnny. As the movie progresses, that was kind of where I was getting my enjoyment from.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of where pretty much all the enjoyment of the movie comes from. It's just them
They learned
interacting.
to quite like each other at the end.
Yeah, they're kind of like at odds with each other until like they start using the flying tables to chase each
Yeah.
other.
That was cool.
And that was the best.
I
part.
enjoyed the flying table.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
fun.
man. This is so gay.
It was pretty gay.
It was
yeah.
getting a little
Have a
bit
real
erotic towards the
Good
end.
time of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think the best part is the recurring joke of that little short woman who says, I didn't do it.
I didn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was very funny, and I did laugh every time it happened. Yeah, that little gremlin. Yeah, he was cool. Ate lots of stuff. She was like, "Ah,
Yeah, like who even
no,
watched
he didn't
it?
do that. Like,
He let me
Classic.
hit that scooter. Like, okay.
hilarious.
It's
Hilarious
so weird,
stuff.
yeah.
They ought to cap it off with like a musical number at the end. Do they do that with all these movies?
Dance party. All of them had
Or
a
they
dance
all
party
have
to some
dance
degree.
party music.
yeah.
Except the last one, I think. Or
They
did
just
it?
wanted that to end.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Fuck this.
Yeah, no, they didn't have one in the last one. That was the only one that didn't have one.
The third one had one in it technically, but it wasn't how the film ended.
No,
Yeah, but the fourth one didn't have one at all.
that was just part of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that at some point.
The voice performances in this, I think, are all right.
They're what you
nothing
expect
amazing.
from actors. Well,
Yeah.
we're not. I'm not like including like Adam Sandler in this or anything, but like they are what you expect people
Yeah,
to
just
sound like as
celebrity
characters.
voices.
Yeah,
They're kind of just
they're just
who
themselves.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Madagascar problem. Adam Sandler, I don't think is actually that amazing.
No, but he
I
doesn't
got the
sound like
feeling
him.
he didn't really want to be there. There's not really much life or energy in his performance. I feel like as like in the second and third movies, he seems a little bit more into it. But here, I just didn't really get much of that at all. He's just kind of like just doing.
I felt it was like the other way
Dracula.
around. I felt like the more films there were, the like more soul was like dying out of him. That's why he's not in the last one. Because I can't fucking do this anymore. Life's draining from my body.
I don't really remember it. I don't really remember his performance. I just know that he did Dracula.
That's kind of what it is, but I didn't really any of like the emotional
You weren't
parts in
feeling
this
it.
one. I
You
didn't
weren't feeling
feel
I
it.
don't know.
Whereas like
You
the
didn't love it
second
when
one
he
a little
like
bit
said,
more.
"Oh, my wife, she was killed by humans. That's me in the picture," and he tears the curtain down. He's like,
Yeah,
"See, that was also
pretty
me,
comical, to be
Johnny,
fair.
and she died from your kind." And you didn't feel the soul and emotion in his very voice.
No.
And that's it. Okay.
It didn't really change tone, did
No.
it? To be
Yeah,
fair, it was
same.
just the same. Yeah,
Adam Sandberg is basically playing just his
Andy.
character.
just call him Adam
Yeah,
Sandberg.
Andy Sandberg. Sorry, he's just.
He does have a similar name to Adam Sandler, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really like him.
Maybe
to be
that's why
honest.
they were in that film. That's My Boy together.
Never seen it,
Me
No.
neither.
but maybe. Yeah, Andy Sandberg. I like him, but
I like him
he,
a lot, but
No.
he does the same thing in every movie.
Yeah, I don't really gel with him, to be honest. He annoys me.
fair.
And this podcast has been brought to you by
Well,
Ringing
the
Telephone.
police have been called.
They're like,
These
someone-
guys hate Total Transylvania. Kill them.
It's Andy Sandberg phoning in to defend himself.
I would let him. I would actually
let
let
him.
him. About
I would let him explain the nuances of Hotel Transylvania.
Go on then.
Animation wise, fine, whatever.
That's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah,
It's decent.
Decent for a Sony movie.
Yeah.
I like the character designs quite a bit. They're very. I feel like they are very,
Quite exaggerated.
very much like what
Mm.
he used to do, like Tartakovsky in his
Yeah.
2D stuff, like especially Samurai Jack and how like exaggerated those character designs, how like pointy they are.
I
And
was gonna say,
shit.
everything's very sharp, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what he's always done, and I feel like that translates pretty decently into 3D.
Yeah.
I think it could have been pretty cool as like a 2D if it looked
Yeah.
like how Dexter's Laboratory looked or something.
I
like
mean,
how
like the-
Dracula moved, you know.
Yeah,
Very slick, innit? Very
slick and
like.
very like pointy movements and
gangy.
like posture. It was just like did remind me of like that old Nosferatu movie from 22. Just the way like he would stand or like hunch over. It was very reminiscent of that.
yeah. Did we all like the Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO played multiple times in this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Multiple times.
They played like 2 or 3 times.
I remember it playing the once, but it was like a culture shock. I was
felt
like,
like
Jesus,
I
I went
heard
back
a
in
song
time.
in this movie, and then like every time a song would play, I was just like, "That's a song that came out around that time," but I never registered what it was. Just like,
Yeah.
these movies are filled with songs from the time they were released,
Yeah.
and that'll age them pretty poorly as
And
they.
it, yeah,
as
it
they
already
did.
has. Yeah,
and
it was pretty
this
bad.
is a film that came out 10 years ago,
But
and
then
there's no
again-
mistaking that.
Sony have done that before with when was it the Emoji movie? They did Diamonds by Rihanna, and it was awful. And that song was actually a couple years old when that came out, I think.
Yeah,
was-
but I mean, that
yeah.
film was like really dated the second it came out.
Yeah,
so-
but no, but you know, I mean, like that they have form for
Yeah.
like just
It's like making a meme movie.
yeah. It's like what's
Yeah.
As soon
relevant
as you
and
make
what's
it,
current.
the memes are gone.
Yeah,
I think that's like the worst kind of like kids movie where they literally just make it for the kids that go see it in the cinema.
They're
yeah.
gonna have TikTok movies soon.
Yeah, probably.
Is there?
Who's to say?
Oh right, I thought you meant there was, but it just kind of
Yeah, that Do Revenge movie.
Damn, yeah, was that was kind of a TikTok movie, I guess. I mean, Chris watched it.
It was off
but
that
from what I heard.
Gen Z, is it?
Yeah, and it has
whoever
loads of
below.
TikTok songs in it, so...
Yeah,
there we
makes me sad. But it just
But-
kind of reminds me of like how in like modern Simpsons and Powerpuff Girls and stuff, they like do these like niche references to popular things, and
Yeah.
it's really gross.
I don't
and it
think
dates
there's
it very
like
quickly.
anything wrong with doing like modern pop culture references, but when that's like the whole movie, or when you're like
Yeah.
filling the movie with music that's like just come out, it really does put a date on the movie.
Yeah, because
It doesn't really hold up that well.
yeah, like kind of just reminds me of that. There was that episode of the Powerpuff Girls that everyone was like complaining about, where like Bubbles like goes twerking on like
yeah.
on like social media, and it was just like, ugh. It's that kind of thing that makes me cringe. Like when they add that into films, and that kind of aged this film in a way. I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Because could you imagine showing that to a kid now? They might not even know what that song even is.
No,
Kids
of course
don't know
not.
what songs are.
No, that's
They
a fair
just
point. They
know
probably
that-
don't, to be fair.
TikTok plays them sometimes, and then they've gone out of their mind. They goon themselves with TikTok.
The goon hole that is
Like,
TikTok.
like,
I
I mean,
remember
I'm,
that. It's a half memory.
yeah, I'm in that goon hole. To be fair, I can't escape it.
Like, I'm sure kids will probably enjoy this movie now, but I don't know if any of them will know Sexy and I Know It. I feel like LMFAO were very much a product of their time, and people don't really think
Are they
about
even
them.
still a thing?
No.
Damn, we lost one of the real ones.
R.I.P. LMFAO.
Yeah.
That is a
Sure.
shame. I don't know who for, but it is a real shame.
You like when they go into like the human village, and turns out that the humans they love the monsters. They love them so much. They got like banners up for them.
Oh, and
Like
giant
they're a boy
inflatables.
band.
Mm.
Like, I love Dracula. Or I carry the flame for Frankenstein. It's like, the fuck does that mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be like Halloween. Like, why are you doing that?
Maybe that's just what Transylvania's like.
Maybe I wouldn't know. I've never been.
Everyone speaks with an American accent, and they love monsters. There's a bit where they're like, oh, we need to scare these people to get them all out of the way. So Frankenstein climbs up to the top of this like blimp and screams.
It's a giant
Yeah.
him. It's an inflatable Frankenstein.
And everyone's just like, yeah, Frankenstein.
Woo!
And he's
Whoa.
like, I'm the real Frankenstein. They're like, yeah, we know and we love you.
No, the best bit was when they were like, everyone, raise your capes for the Dracula. And it's just like this 6 mile like long queue of people who are dressed up as Dracula.
Yeah, like the 10-mile spanking machine from SpongeBob. Just like this huge, never-ending
That's
line.
actually what I thought of when he was going for it. I was like, they're just going to spank him in a minute. Fucking weird.
Is it the only one with like a distinct accent? And is
What,
everybody else American? Or do they like all live in Transylvania? Is Transylvania an accent? Is that like his accent?
Yeah.
It's like the Mummy has CeeLo Green's accent, and the Invisible Man has
Yeah.
fucking
David
David
Spade.
Spade's accent,
Yeah,
and Kevin James's
Yeah.
accent, and all that, and Selena Gomez's
That is
accent.
true. He is the
Why
only one.
does Selena Gomez's? Why does Mavis have Selena Gomez's accent? If her
And not
father has
Dracula's accent.
Dracula's accent.
Mm.
I feel like you level
Yeah.
some criticism against Adam Sandler's performance in this, but at least he had an accent. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely because like
Yeah.
Dracula has a very
Yeah.
distinct voice, whereas no one else really does. I mean,
Yeah, that's-
Frankenstein's monster just doesn't
Was he just
really.
grunting?
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
say words sometimes, but he does just grunt.
Fire bad. Ooh.
Yeah, he does say that a lot. Says ooh ooh too many times in those movies.
That's exactly it.
I haven't seen those movies. I would like to. Eventually, I haven't seen
Yeah.
really any of those movies from back in the day. All those Hammer horror bullshits that they released.
Yeah,
Well, who knows
so
what's
many of
going to
them.
come up on the list later.
Ooh.
I don't know. We
Come
Hotel
on.
Transylvania again.
Hotel Transylvania again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Or something
series.
else. Yeah. Oh my god, the series.
I actually watched the first episode of that.
Oh, did you? How was it?
They're like 10 minutes a piece, but like they're split into like 20-minute chunks.
Like
so it's like
SpongeBob. Yeah.
yeah. It was fine. Honestly, no real criticism
Yeah.
to level against that.
It
was
seemed
pretty-
like that kind of thing where it's just
was alright.
Whatever.
That is Sunday movie TV.
That
Sunday
is,
movie
yeah,
TV?
it is, yeah.
Sunday morning TV, that kind
Sunday
of
morning
like show.
TV. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of shit that, you know, you get up in the morning early, have
And
some
that's what-
cereal,
Yeah.
it's on
Mm.
TV.
You don't have to pay attention to it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll carry it on just for the fact that I don't need to pay attention to it.
Do something else.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't really have anything to say about this film, to be honest. It was just
Pretty mid.
kind of that. Yeah, it's mid.
Yeah, the story's kind of generic, I think, as well. Like
Very
the
classic,
whole,
innit?
you know, monsters are bad, but actually monsters and humans are the same. It's just like
What's so
yeah, that's
different,
just-
you and I?
Monsters Inc.
Yeah, literally.
The
But
whole thing with the overprotective father, definitely seen that countless times. There's nothing really here that's that original or
Yeah.
unique.
chasing after someone before they go away forever.
Andy
Yeah.
Samberg.
Yeah.
Having
Normal shit,
15
innit?
minutes to get to the airport and spending like 20 minutes of the movie getting there.
Yeah, don't make no sense, but there you go. That fucking 10-mile queue thing as well, just don't make no sense. How you getting there in 15 minutes when that queue is at least 15 minutes long?
I did
It's
think that
cartoon
bit
logic.
where Dracula like controls the flight, the pilot of the plane, and then they start speaking in his accent. I did think that was actually kind of funny.
That was decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's got good parts in it.
It was a fine enough film. Like, that's the thing though. It's fine, so there's
Yeah.
not a lot to
Mhm.
talk about because there's nothing like overtly terrible to bring up or amazing. Do you know what I mean? It's one
Yeah.
of those you just go, yeah, that's all right.
Well, in
yeah.
that sense, we're just going to speed right through the rest of these movies.
100%. I mean, from my point of view, we're definitely speeding through.
We have to talk about like the bulk of it, like in the first one, right? Because it's
The-
like more or less the same kind of thing throughout all the movies.
Oh, like the generic formula of thing happens and thing follows on from thing. Thing needs to be
It's just
resolved.
not. It's what you expect.
Because it is. I mean, I don't know many people that haven't really seen it, to be honest, but that's just because
It's fine.
It's been
it was-
I
everywhere.
would
it was a
even
big
watch
deal
it
when it
again,
came out.
maybe even
Yeah.
just
It's fine,
in a
it was
couple
fine.
of years.
Yeah,
I don't really
maybe-
care.
If it's on TV, nothing else on. Yeah, why
yeah,
not?
that's what I've done. Like it's just
It's
been
fine,
on.
decent.
It's,
If I
yeah.
have kids and they see it like on Netflix or something and go, "Oh, can we watch this?"
No.
Yeah, sure.
No,
You have to you can't just go and watch Hotel Transylvania. You have to know what a good movie is before you can watch that. You're watching
That's
the
the-
thing,
Yeah.
all
That's
right?
the first film they ever watch.
The Thing, yeah.
Cool.
It's criminal.
Well, we're doing this one out.
Scream cheeses.
Cream cheeses.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's a fine movie. Nothing amazing.
That's just a review for all three films. Oh, for all four films.
Nah. But it's definitely the case for this one. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
alright. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate watching it. It's a fine, quick movie. So yeah, I give it like 6 Scream cheeses out of 10.
Yeah, it's fine. Pretty mid. I feel the exact same way as I did 2 years ago when I last watched it. 5 Scream cheeses out of 10.
Mid 6 Scream cheeses out of 10, which would actually make it slightly above mid, but we're staying with mid.
Yeah.
Max is dying.
He just realised he has to talk about the second one.
Please pop in your applications if you would like to replace Max as the co-host, as we are bereaving him.
Staying here forever. Hotel Transylvania 2 is a movie. Came out in 2015. Wow.
Oh, it's quite late after.
Yeah, like 3 years.
Directed
Fair.
again by Jendi Tartakovsky. Composed by Mark Mothersbaugh. Oh, interesting.
What a name. I don't know who it is.
He did a load of Wes Anderson movies. He was all
fuck yeah.
it's from Devo.
Devo.
Yeah,
Decent. He did that
that crazy band.
Mm.
I think he
Cone
did that
guys.
Matt Groening show on Netflix. That
Oh,
medieval one.
Disenchanted.
Yeah, that one. Anyway, this one's about Mavis gets pregnant and then she has a baby and Dracula's like, he's definitely gonna be a vampire, so he has to like take him on an adventure to make him a vampire and chuck him off a few things to see if he can fly. There's like that whole part of the movie. Mavis and Johnny are like going away to see America because maybe they're going to live there because their son is not a vampire. And to stop that from happening, Dracula's like, he has to be a vampire, so I'm going to subject him to horrible torture. That's about what the movie is. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, but I feel like that was pretty much everything that happened.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah. Once again, fine. I don't really have a strong opinion on this one. To be fair,
I'll be honest. This is probably my favourite in the series.
Wow.
yeah.
Really?
I had a good time with it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
Again, it's not like an amazing movie. I thought it was alright.
Yeah, I just don't have a strong opinion on it. Like, there were some parts of it that I thought were good, and then the rest of it's just kind of there.
For me, I feel like this had the most laughs for me, but like I also don't remember any of the jokes. So
that doesn't bode very well, does it? This is my favourite one, and it's the funniest. But I don't remember any of the funny things.
Yeah, I mean, I say it's my favourite one, but that's not like I'm saying this is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It's still like, it's still pretty much on the same level as the first one for me, but I liked it slightly more.
I feel like it was like 2 movies.
It did a little bit. It felt like plot A and plot B.
It was like the plot I just described, and then it turns into like Dracula's dad comes over. He's like, is he a fucking vampire or not? And he's like, I guess we have to like hide him from my dad.
The third act I thought was awful.
Yeah.
What, you didn't like the bit with Cakey?
No.
Cakey comes in, he turns into a horrific fucking monster. And like, no, Cakey, you were my best friend. And Cakey is batshit out of his mind, but he's ripped as fuck.
Yeah, the first and second act I was enjoying quite a bit, especially like the whole road trip angle with Dracula and all the other monsters taking the kids like all over the place, and they take him to like this camp where Dracula learned to become a vampire, and it's like become really PC, and they're being like really like not putting through torture like he was as a kid. They're like, it's all very safe and has to like follow loads of strict rules. I enjoyed that quite a lot. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was alright. I don't know. Why do you like? Did you like chuck the kid off the like?
I was like this tower, yeah.
Like, why don't you know that that's like a bad idea? Like, he's an idiot. I get it, but like, you chucked it. That was pretty funny. Like, fuck it. He just chucks the child off.
I like how
it was like that scene in Twilight where she chucks the kid into the fire.
Because he's like, this is what happened to me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's like a trial. If you hadn't become a vampire yet, you get thrown off and you fly.
It's like in Sparta.
Yeah.
They like have a kid and they leave it outside, and then if it's still alive, by the morning they train it to be a gladiator. They did it right back then.
It's true. Can't get that now. Too many rights.
Yeah, it just felt very long. It felt very long to me, especially with like, it just felt like 2 movies that could have been short movies.
It's especially weird because the credits come in at the 80-minute mark, and it definitely feels like at least half an hour longer for me, mostly because of that third act where Mel Brooks comes in as the grandpa, and like there's all this shit going down, and there's like Mel Brooks's like other vampire friends come in to try and kill the kid, and that part just drags so much.
Or you didn't like the when they had their cool Avengers team up to defeat the gargoyle vampires? You didn't think that was awesome and epic?
Nah.
What do you mean?
Awesome and epic.
That was cool. When they all, and then what's his face, the little kid, he was like, oh, fuck this, and then he became a vampire, and he just started beating the shit out of the big vampires.
Yeah, because he was goading him.
It was an Avengers Assemble type moment. Everybody's like, whoa, yeah, fucking cheering, waving their shirts in the air. That was sick. But they were like, oh, Dennis's fangs need to come out, so he's a vampire. And they all care so much about it. So much so that like they'll hide the kid from Dracula's dad. But as soon as Dennis grows fangs and beats up a bunch of gargoyle vampires, they're like, it doesn't matter if you got your fangs on the boy, you're our family. It's like, well, that's easy enough to say when he's already got his fangs, isn't it? You fucking idiots.
Yeah, I think what weirds me out about that kind of like thing that happened in this film and
furry
kind of
stuff.
what happened in the what happened in the last one as well was like people's opinions don't tend to change that quickly. Oh, it don't matter. You don't come near my son ever again, or my grandchild, or whatever. You know that fucking weird thing that he like. Was it like a bat? What the fuck even was it? The thing that he was
Gargoyle.
goading. Gargoyle.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I was just like, oh, okay. How convenient to the plot. You now care.
I got to wrap it up somehow.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, whatever.
I care now. You made me care.
Something I liked in this one that I noticed, I don't know if it was like the same in the first one, but I felt like a lot of the characters' movements were very, very exaggerated in quite a like cartoony, silly way, especially
I think they were all
Dracula.
kind of like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
That's what I got from the
didn't really
first
get it
one.
from the first one, but I definitely got it a lot from this one, where he's like everything he says, there's like so much movement in like every word, and it's just like very over the top. I found that quite funny, quite
good,
goofy, and fun.
That's what you want from a cartoon.
Yeah,
It's what kids want. They want movement, and it's about movement. It's not about fucking talking, especially in a kids movie. It's cinema.
definitely.
It's all about what you're seeing. And again, what you're hearing? Dialogue is important, obviously, but I appreciate that they went that extra bit further with the visuals of it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like really like baby sort of jokes, like jokes that only really young people I think will find funny. Like there's that scene where Frankenstein tries on Dracula's outfits, which wasn't very funny. There's a scene where Dracula's given a phone. He's been taught how to use it, and someone goes, "I'll put the Bluetooth on," and he like then calls Bluetooth, and then like a massive Bluetooth walks into the frame.
I must have missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that as well because I don't know what you're talking about.
The
I
worst decision they made was putting smartphones in this universe.
I think both of you
I
guys were
agree.
like on your phone, and I was like, "That's the worst joke I've ever seen," and
That
you
says something,
both
doesn't
were
it?
just like, "What?"
That makes
He was,
sense.
he was
now,
commenting
yeah.
on us. Fuck. We got owned by Hotel Transylvania 2. Yeah, I don't really.
Yeah,
I
not-
don't
not
really
something I want
enjoy
to
the
enjoy.
inclusion of smartphones in this universe.
It just didn't need to be done, did it? Really?
You went a bit too far in the first movie with all the modern-esque songs. That's as far as you should go with putting it in contemporary world. No smartphones, please. I don't want to see Dracula hold a smartphone in his hand. It's weird and I don't like it. Stop doing that. But of course they're in all the movies and they all have smartphones now. I don't really think it has a place in these movies.
No.
I think they could have done without them. It's only really there so that Mavis can like call him and be like, where the fuck is my son? Can't you just make up a bunch of bullshit about them having vampire telepathy or something? Anything, like, you don't need to have phones in here.
Yeah, like your world
You
is
made up a
goofy
bunch
enough,
of other bullshit
yeah.
that Dracula could do. Why not vampire telepathy?
Yeah, they don't really explain why they didn't have cell phones in the first one, but now all of a sudden they do.
Because they were locked off from the human world.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now they know. But it's also established that like Mavis can like see a lot further when she's like a bat or something. So like, why didn't she just like turn into a bat and then look towards or like into wherever Dracula was?
Yeah, because if she
and
knows she can
see
do
what
that,
it was
yeah.
what happening. I don't know. I guess she couldn't reach that far. Who's
Well,
to say?
she didn't know, but yeah,
She
I don't.
suspected though, right?
Yeah, like just
Right, he's
I
being
don't,
fucking weird. I'm going to call him on my cellular smartphone.
instead of looking with my
Yeah.
bat.
Oh, he's made my son a furry. Dennis falls in love with a wolf.
Oh,
Yeah.
Minnie.
one that. Yeah, well, is that her name?
Yeah.
Wow,
And then he instantly turns off her in the other movies.
Yeah, it's like a bit
it's
bit
plot
of a shame.
conveniently, isn't it?
Yeah. Balls to the wall, please.
Yeah.
If he's going to be a furry, just make him a furry. What does it fucking matter if this cartoon child is in love with a wolf? Doesn't matter.
Dennis is pretty adorable.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's a child,
I
though, what do you want me
yeah,
to say?
he's
Yeah.
cute,
He's fine, I don't know.
and then that's about it, isn't it? Yeah, he's cute, and that's all he is, though, isn't he? He's just a cute
He's a
plot
cute kid.
device. Yeah.
It's a Debbie.
He's a
He's a bit
dibby.
better than a Dibby. Jelly Man's a Dibby.
He's spoke a
Yeah,
bit
I
more.
love the Jelly Man.
I love that. Jelly Man's my favourite. Love Jelly Man.
Yeah,
He
he
was
is.
literally just a green blob.
Yeah, a lot of visual gags with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means it's the same gag over
She just
and
gets hit a
over.
lot.
Yeah, and just
Smacked them out a lot.
and eats things that you can see.
Consumes.
Yeah, and you can see it's consumed. Oh, listen to
Yeah.
he's dead.
If there's one thing that this film is lacking that the first one had is
Just one.
Dracula rapping.
Yeah,
Didn't have that.
that was cool. It did need that
Yeah.
right at the end. Maybe it's on like a bonus DVD or something, like a bonus feature.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I'm not going to buy it, but
Maybe if you ask Adam Sandler nicely, he'll do it for you.
I'll email him.
Yeah.
Hook me up with the behind the scenes content. Yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know. I'd quite be interested to watch whatever the fuck was going on behind these movies, especially the fourth one.
I could imagine. I can't tell whether they would have like a great time on set or whether they're just like
A set.
We're all on the fucking Bahamas.
sorry in the
Yeah.
booth in their recording booth.
They do what we did when we recorded our first song for the band. Just like put a towel over their head and fucking record voice notes. Like, yeah, just send that to Sony. That's fine.
I bet. Like I could imagine that. I don't know why not.
Anything else to add on this one?
No.
Literally, I'm telling you, there's nothing to do.
These are short discussions. We don't really need to
Yeah.
talk super fucking in depth about Hotel Transylvania 1 through 4.
Yeah, is this the one that ends with the I didn't do it joke?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
when they
sure
did the
that's
dance
like-
party.
Yeah. That's literally like the last thing that's said in this movie, and Max just like started howling.
Yeah, it was great. It's the one consistent joke that's, top notch.
Yeah.
It's really going for it every time. It's consistent. I like
Yeah.
consistency.
It's a shame they never made it again in the other two. It was only in the first
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, shame. Oh well. Rating. We're gonna do it.
Bluetooths.
Bluetooth. Fine.
Yeah, I felt this was alright again. Like I said, it's probably my favourite in the series. I think it's quite sweet and wholesome. Has a few funny-ish moments. No like laugh out loud bits, because I don't think any of these movies really have that. But a couple chuckles it got out of me.
Couple chuckle.
Couple
Yeah,
It's a
chuckles.
couple chuckle type of movie.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah.
Right.
Sweet yo.
Sweet. Yeah.
He doesn't know what to
6
say. Look at him.
Bluetooths out of 10. I was like trying to stretch it out, and I was like, is there anything else to say? But no.
Mm.
Talking
I wanted more from Dennis being a furry. If they had that, I would have been a bit more invested, and I wish they hadn't just like split it into two halves. But I feel like the first half went on for about an hour, and the last half was about 20 minutes. Oh, I'm surprised I've watched this as many times as I have, because I don't really like it. Probably give it 4 Bluetooths out of 10.
I'm just trying to think about like how non-felting feeling I am to this. Like I don't hate or love it either way. So I guess on that I'm gonna give it 5
Bluetooth.
out of 10.
Cool.
I've forgotten what it was we were talking about.
Nice.
This whole series is just taking me away, boy. It's taking me away to.
This marathon did
Jay,
some damage, I tell you.
It really did. Like we thought, the
It took
house that
its
Jack
toll.
built was bad. This was its
This is
own
House.
task in its.
This
was
is the
its own
house that we built.
Okay, and then so we come to Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation. The last one directed by
Is that what it's
Gendy.
fucking called?
Yeah, Summer Vacation.
Summer Vacation.
Yeah.
How boring.
I thought it was going to be called like Monster Vacation or something, but apparently not.
I swear there was like a.
Yeah, it said Monster
Famous.
Vacation or something, but this one says Summer Vacation.
I think it's different names in different countries.
It's
okay.
Summer Vacation in America because they can't handle how scary Monster Vacation would
Oh,
be.
okay.
Yeah, it's like Zootopia versus Zootropolis.
Sorry, yeah. So for the sakes of our letterbox audiences, it is Summer Vacation on here. It came out in 2018, so it was about, 3 years after that? I think you said, or was it 4? 2015, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 3 years after that. And it's just basically what would happen if, instead of, being at Hotel Transylvania, they say, hey guys, we deserve a holiday. Let's take wherever you guys are now, but take you on a boat and do the same shit that you do at the hotel. Vacation time, baby! And that's the ins and outs of it, but we can get into details.
I mean, there is like a story to it. It's
Well,
not
there is
just
a
that.
story, but it's hardly a story. They go on this cruise, and Van Helsing, this guy who hates monsters, his great granddaughter
the
works on the
vampire
boat.
hunter.
Right?
he's
Yeah,
kind of the
that
guy
guy.
who hates monsters.
Yeah, he is.
He was that famous guy who hated monsters.
Well, in this film series, he's the guy that hates monsters, but hates Dracula the most. Anyway, yeah, so his great-granddaughter works on this ship, and she's like, I'm going to pretend to love the monsters, but actually I'm going to kill Dracula, and then they end up falling in love, and there's a DJ battle at the end, and it's sick. What do we think of Summer Vacation?
Yeah, that's the whole movie.
That is the whole movie, yeah.
This one got
Is
a
it?
PS4 game
Did it actually?
called Hotel Transylvania 3 Monsters Overboard.
I'll be honest, when we were watching this movie, I got it up on YouTube and was just watching gameplay footage of the game.
Were you actually?
Because I found out
We were
it
suffering
existed and I was like, oh my
over
god,
it.
I've got to see what this game's like.
Was
That's
it
pretty
good?
shit.
Oh, look, shit. That's a bit of a shame.
Because like pretty much all like kids movie video game tie-ins are pretty bad.
This one's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. It's not quite as good as the first one, but it's not as bad as the second one. It's just like whatever. It's a lot stupider, and that makes it funnier for me. It looks pretty decent as well. And like
Yeah, it
all
does.
the like environments that they go to, you got the Aurora Borealis and like all the night stars, and they go underwater and they fight a fucking volcano or whatever the fuck. That all looks pretty good. It's not. It's all right. Dracula's got his outfit, kind of drip. It's kind of epic. Goes out and he's looking fly for a white guy. You got that tentacle dildo that they keep bringing up.
Oh, the heirloom thing.
The heirloom
but
thing.
it's like
It's in
literally
the shape of a tentacles.
dildo. It is legit.
Yeah, this ended like how Star Trek Beyond ended, where they have a fucking space battle with music, but they use the power of music to defeat the enemy.
Oh, are you talking? Did you say Star Trek?
Yeah,
Are you
Beyond.
talking about that bit where they're playing the Beastie Boys?
Yeah,
That was fucking
and they
incredible.
fly through space. They're like,
Yeah.
we're going to defeat Idris Elba with
Yeah.
the Beastie Boys.
I saw that at the big IMAX in London
Yeah.
in like 3D. It was like the worst experience of my whole fucking life. I felt so sick the whole time I was there.
Oh, what do you mean? That sounds awesome.
I mean, it was cool, but if you're
I mean, it was
feeling
pretty
sick,
epic, but
it was not fun.
Yeah, this movie's just kind of fine, I think.
That's the
I
problem
don't-
with all of these films,
I don't
though.
like
It's just
this one as much as
cool.
the first two, but at the same time, it wasn't awful. It was kind of boring, to be honest.
the thing is,
I didn't really get much out of the humour in this one.
I thought it was
No.
like all right up until like the last 15 or so minutes where that DJ battle goes
Yeah,
on.
the DJ
forever.
battle is really, really bad.
What was
What do you
the
mean? That was epic.
So,
You
like-
like when he was going.
wah, 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 wah,
The whole movie, they're like...
Tiesto.
Yeah, the whole movie, they're like, Van Helsing has this like secret weapon that he's going to use to defeat all the monsters, and it turns out that secret weapon is literally just notated music of a Tiesto song, which he just starts playing on a keyboard.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool when he fucking
Yeah.
summoned the big kraken. It was like I've summoned by the power of music.
And Andy Samberg's like, we've got to fight him with music, and he whips his laptop out, hooks into two tiny speakers, just starts blasting out the Beach Boys' Good Vibrations.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really know how I felt about that. Like, I can't tell if I thought that was cool or whether I thought that was like the worst thing I've ever heard in anything ever.
It like reminded me of that bit in Scott Pilgrim where they're doing like the battle of the bands.
Yeah, but better. You know, it's a stupid cartoon thing though. Like, so what if he whips out two little small speakers and plays the
Oh yeah, of
fucking,
course.
the Beastie Boys or whatever? Like, who cares? Like,
I just found the whole scene really obnoxious. It just went on so long.
It did.
Yeah,
That was my
but-
problem with it. If it was shorter, I think I would have been like, I would have just brushed it off and been fine with it.
And like, I didn't. The song choices they picked like good songs. I mean, but I feel like it would have been so much better if they picked something like really ridiculous or shit. Like make a joke out of it, do something with it, rather
Yeah.
than try and like make it super serious and like it's like this actual huge thing with stakes. Like it just makes it boring.
What do you want? Of course they're not going to make it super. Of course they're going to not be tongue in cheek about it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
it's Hotel Transylvania.
it's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Like have some fun with it.
Nah.
Yeah, but why
Yeah.
have fun with it when you could not?
Rip off
Yeah.
Madagascar, Escape to Africa,
Yeah,
and Twilight Zone.
Yeah, wasn't that like a glaring theme
yeah.
here?
The bit with the gremlin air.
Yeah.
Whereas they're on this like really shoddy plane that's being run by gremlins.
That was alright.
Yeah, that was kind of
But
Kinda
it's
funny.
nothing that Madagascar Escape to Africa has not done before, you know?
yeah. I liked that they
It's
actually
true.
kind of copied the design of the gremlins from those movies, the Gremlins
Mm-hmm.
movies. But that was kind of sweet.
Yeah. Like I say, they know what they're doing. You know, it's not a terribly made movie. It's just maybe not well written. We probably could have done something a bit better with its third act. Yeah, if it was like a really great third act, that probably would have made the movie. Because it's not unbearable. It's fine. I have my fun where I can take it. They address like, oh, you can't sing twice. It's impossible. I'm like, yeah, just like real life. But they address that in this movie, and they're like, maybe one more time you can. I'm like, oh, okay. Reasons to keep living, eh? Thank you, Hotel Transylvania 3. That's why this movie is very important to me, because it just keeps me powering on. You know? Maybe
There are so many questions.
Maybe you can sing again.
Maybe you can sing twice. If Dracula can do it, anybody can. It did almost kill me, though. This marathon did almost kill me. They do have another... Do they have a dance party at the end? I feel like they do.
Babes, there's always a dance party.
That
It's
was
always
fucked up what happened there.
no.
like
The
that.
dance party was technically in that
Yeah,
DJ
that
battle.
DJ
Oh,
thing's kind of it.
Yeah. But it was epic, though, because he was playing drum and bass to defeat them. It was like being at a fucking Avicii gig.
It was
defeat
actually
him with the
ridiculous, to
Macarena
be fair.
instead. It's like it's only one thing that can
But
beat fucking Tiesto. The Macarena.
The Macarena will
Oh,
never die.
I forgot about that, and I wish I
Hadn't remembered. Same.
Yeah,
Speaking of Madagascar, there's that woman in this who's like very much giving off Frances McDormand in Madagascar 3 vibes. All
yeah.
the somersaults and fucking crazy flips and shit she's doing. I feel like he's just copied it.
Pretty much, yeah. But in that film, it's like actually really funny. Whereas
Yeah.
in this, it's not.
And this is not.
It's just that's just what she is.
Yeah. That's annoying. Never thought I'd be praising Madagascar 3 that much, but yeah. That's actually a genuinely funny gag that they do in that movie, but this one's like, who cares? Who cares? How can she do that? She like jet propels herself through the ocean like at 100 miles an hour. It's like it's just a person. Like, how she do that? It's crazy stuff, you know.
I enjoyed the story with Wayne, him and his wife, where they dumped their kids into the play group, and then they're just like kind of off doing their own thing, and they're like living it
Yeah.
up because they've never been without the kids. I thought that was kind of funny.
They just have crazy monster sex all
Yeah.
the time. Oh, that
Crazy monster sex.
all the time.
That's a
I-
great song name.
I love that and I hate that all at the same time.
Max is writing it down.
Right next to Homo Trumpus the Rat King. You also got the dog as well. The Bob. They fucking dress up
It's
in a
called Tinkle.
Yeah, we trust you to remember the name of the dog.
Yeah, I know. The only thing I do remember.
Big dog. It's there.
Yes.
To be a dibby. But wasn't getting much from him, I'll be honest. Like, whatever. Just another fucking thing for this movie to put in, isn't it? Darcy was loving it every time it came up. There was only one part that made me laugh, was when, like, they were having a conversation or something, and the dog was, like, right in the background, like, over the hill. It was just, like, staring at them.
That was
what the
funny.
fuck is that?
Oh, yeah, because I was like, guys, look at that in the background. He's just, like, glaring.
You didn't find the garlic intolerant joke funny?
No.
Where she, like, Van Helsing's great-granddaughter puts loads of garlic oil in his nachos thinking it's going to kill him, but it just makes him fart.
No, don't care. Don't care about that. That wasn't funny. It was
No,
just
it
a fart
wasn't.
joke. And then it happens, like, again.
It's
Well,
a
the
really
only thing-
bad
as
fart
well.
joke
The
as
only thing
well.
I thought was funny about it was just you both looked at me and was like, mm-hmm.
We do give each other some funny looks, don't we? It's like look over each other, like,
Yeah.
oh, we're not enjoying this. You fucking see it written all over our faces.
To be fair, it's
Just
always
look
the-
like we want to die.
It's always the worst with Max, though, because you'll look over and he'll just like...
Yeah, I don't hide it at all.
No, you don't
I
even
just,
try to hide it, and I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's awful when I pick a movie that I really love and I just look over it and I can tell he is not enjoying it at all.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You do look like you want to die a lot of the time. You just turn around, you just see him, and I'm like, oh.
Name one movie I did that with.
The Graduate.
That did suck. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll cop to that. Cool. Should we rate this?
Yeah, sure.
What even happened? Out of Tiestos.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. It was fine. I don't think I would actually watch this one again, whereas the first two I could see myself revisiting at some point in the future. I didn't really get much out of it. It was kind of funny at points, kind of sweet, but the third act was really unbearable. So I give it like 5 Tiestos out of 10.
Yeah. I wouldn't watch it again. The only one I would watch again would be the first one. It's whatever. Who cares? 5 Tiestos out of 10.
5 Tiestos out of 10.
Boy.
In fact, it was even a 4, but it's too late for me to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to do the fourth one?
Yeah, sure. Brings us to the last
It's like,
one.
no, not sure.
Came out this year. Was meant to come out last year, but it was delayed for some reason. I think because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant to get a theatrical release, but in the end, they were just like, nah, fuck it. Amazon, you can have it. It's Hotel Transylvania, Transformania. Directed by Derek Dryman and Jennifer Kluska. Gendy Tartakovsky, he's gone. I think
He's gone.
He has
He's
gone.
gone.
He has departed.
He is
he
gone.
ways.
produced it and co-wrote it,
Yeah.
but he isn't in it, or he didn't direct it. Adam Sandler also, he's gone.
Off to do better things, man. That's
So
what he's
in this
doing.
one, Dracula's going to retire from the hotel and leave it to Mavis and Andy Samberg.
I like how his name's not Johnny, it's just
Maybe
Andy
Samberg.
Samberg.
No,
Well,
I'll
he should
be honest.
distinguish himself as a different sort of character, but
Yeah.
he's just Andy Samberg, isn't he?
Also, I couldn't remember what his name was. I just
Yanni.
yeah. So yeah, Andy Samberg's kind of like finds out he's going crazy, gets excited, and Dracula's goes, you know what? I'm not giving you my hotel because you're going to ruin it. So he makes up this lie where he's like, I'm afraid there's real estate property law means that you can't have it because you're not a monster. So Andy Samberg goes to Van Helsing, who has a ray called the Monstification Ray,
How convenient.
which turns him into a monster, and things go batshit insane. Dracula turns into a human, as does all the other monsters. The machine breaks, and then they have to go across the world to get this crystal that's hidden in like this cave to turn the monsters back to monsters and Andy Samberg back to a human.
Uno scambio monstruoso. Yeah. whatever. Shit movie. Amazon Prime picked up. You got Brian Hull coming in as Dracula, proving that Adam Sandler did really not do so much with the role.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound the exact same, but it doesn't
You get
sound
used to it.
so noticeably different that it's like, that's not him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would have guessed had I not looked it
Yeah,
up.
it like
beforehand.
reminds me of when they do like TV shows based on movies and they can't get the voice actor from the movies over, like the Kung Fu Panda shows that they've done.
Yeah, or the Hotel Transylvania show.
Where he's played by Brian Hull, I think.
Yeah, and there we go. The first one I watched in Hotel Transylvania show, he wasn't in it. Dracula wasn't in it.
Okay.
It was like he gave it to his sister or something, and then Mavis was there. He was just doing shenanigans in the hotel.
Shenanigans.
This was a boring movie. Didn't like it. Didn't really like it all that much. I didn't appreciate that they're really kind of going in with this whole incestuous thing between Dracula and his daughter. It's singing a song at the beginning, just the two of us. This is weird. That you're singing this about your daughter, and then Andy Samberg comes in. He's like, "Also, Johnny, I'm here." And then Dracula's
I am
like,
here.
"Fuck off, Johnny! I'm trying to sing a song with
it's
my
also
daughter."
weird that he's singing it like 100 years before it was written.
Yeah,
That doesn't surprise me though, because this is that kind of weird
They don't
kind
give
of
a
shit. They
shit.
ignore everything, like mobile phones. We're just gonna ignore everything that's going on. Yeah.
what do you mean?
Yeah. This film...
It was modern day, was it not?
Was it?
What?
When they were singing.
Not at the beginning. He's singing to her as a kid. And she's 120 something.
Yeah, but he can see into the future.
Yeah, this film kind of just, it feels like an
So
episode of a
shit.
TV show stretched out to an hour and a half. It's a very boring story. I've seen, it's kind of like just a generic like body swap movie almost. Kind of like episodes of Futurama have done this exact same thing, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen
And
this
Dexter.
exact same story so many times. It's just so boring. There's nothing. It doesn't do anything with it. You can really tell that they have no ideas. They're just like, yeah, we can make another one, I guess.
We can make another one, I guess.
This is meant to be the last one, apparently, as well.
It makes sense to end it though.
It made
Like
sense
with
to
the
end
way
it
it
with the
yeah.
third one. I feel like the third one was like a good place to end it. This one
Yeah.
is just kind of like, it just feels like they're really outstaying its welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, what happens in this movie that like really needed to be explained, or like anything? Like, well, I gotta know that Dracula is married to the woman from the third one. I gotta know that Johnny wants to be a monster because he has to get a hotel. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. I gotta laugh when like the zombie got turned into a human. That was like
funny.
genuinely funny. That was the only thing that like actually made me laugh. He was like, I can't believe it. The nightmare. It's over. I'm human again. And then another zombie comes and bites him and he turns back into a zombie. I'm like, oh, that was fucking dark.
That was really funny.
That was so good. But the rest sucked. And they have this monsterification ray. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works in a different way. It'll work in 5 minutes time. Sometimes the beam will shoot off the wall and like bounce around and then hit Dracula in the face and make him human, when 5 minutes earlier it just absorbed into the wall.
Yeah. Sometimes it bounces into a glass statue of Dracula and then turns the melted water into like juice that turns them into humans. That's the thing that happens in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
stupid. Honestly, I can abide a monsterification ray, but when you don't apply solid logic to it, I just switch off. Sorry, I can't take it.
Yeah.
Can't deal with it.
You can really tell that I feel like there was less budget in the animation as well. Like the colours are very vibrant. It's like very bright and colourful. Although
That's
that
alright.
might actually have come down to the fact we were watching it on Prime in 4K.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
was it not in 4K?
Yeah. But like the animation, I felt like a lot of it just looked really quite dull and boring. There wasn't really much detail on a lot of it. A lot of it looked a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Well, we
I
did
don't
watch
think it looked
it
that
on
bad, to be
Amazon
fair.
in 4K or whatever they constitute 4K as. I don't really have a problem with that. I didn't much have a problem with the way it looked. Actually, didn't mind how it looked, but it's I guess the substance is not there, and like,
Yeah.
sometimes they try to. I don't know if I look to Sony for like detailed animation when it comes to Hotel Transylvania movies. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I've got to admit, it's not exactly the
It's not high on my list, is it?
But I think there was like a
gospel.
lot more detail, especially like on the characters in the third one. It just
Mhm.
kind of feels like the third one was like the pinnacle of the animation in this series, and with this one, they just kind of reverted back to what they were doing before.
Yeah.
It just feels like a bit like a step back.
Well, who watched this movie? Like, let's be real.
Probably no.
Did they think
dunno.
people were going to watch it? I don't know.
Did they make like what's the
I didn't
revenue
even
back
know
on
it was
Yeah.
out. I didn't
Neither
even
did
know it was
I.
a thing.
Oh, I did.
I think we only found out when we looked it up, though, didn't we?
No, when I told you guys there was 4 of them last week.
Ninja is in this movie.
Yeah, I said that, but
What?
I don't know how. I don't know who he is.
Party Monster. Who the fuck is Party Monster?
I don't remember Party
Alright.
Monster.
When you look up the cast, it says Asher Blinkoff plays Dennis, and his photo is a picture of the actor doing a star jump next to his animated character next to the pool in the third movie,
I love that.
doing a star jump.
I like that a lot.
It's funny.
That's quite cute.
Some of it feels like they didn't watch the other ones as well. Some of it feels a bit inconsistent with its overarching narrative, but like,
Oh, are we going to talk about
It
things
does
like
feel-
where he's trying to hypnotize people, but in the other films
Yeah.
they said he couldn't do that.
oh yeah,
He was
he
doing it.
hypnotizes Dennis, but you can't hypnotize a vampire. It was established in the second one. So why was that?
A thing.
Yeah. Why is Dennis now not? He's kind of like ick about his furry friend, Minnie. Didn't get much of a spark from them. Didn't appreciate that. Wanted something more from that. Wanted Dennis to be a furry, but no. Shafted again by Bezos.
Shafted again.
Thanks, Bezos. Can't have fucking anything in this world, can we?
I feel like it's definitely very obvious that this one's not by Tartakovsky as well. There's like none of the like comedic identity or like vibrancy in terms of how like the character movements and stuff that I feel like were in the other 3 movies, which is like something that you kind of expect from him. It just like felt so much more like subdued and so much duller. Just everything about it for me.
It was because they probably shat it out.
Yeah,
That'll
I didn't
make money.
feel like there was any like passion in it at all.
No.
Whereas the first 3, I kind of felt like even if they're not all great, I definitely felt like there was a vision for them, and that whoever was making it definitely cared about it. Whereas I didn't really get that from this one.
Yeah, they wanted to make those ones. The film.
Yeah,
But yeah, not so much from this one. It is kind of a shame, but also I don't know. I hesitate to call it a shame with the Hotel Transylvania movies. Like, what? Who cares? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
who
fair.
cares? We watched this because it was there, and like,
Yeah,
we would
but-
never have watched it otherwise. Who the fuck cares about Hotel Transylvania 4? It's hard to really level any criticism against it because that it just is what it is. We went in, we were like, this is going to be shit. What do you know? It was shit. Like,
Yeah,
it
no,
doesn't-
you got a
who
good point
cares?
there. It's
I
true.
do you think it was a smart idea just putting it on Amazon Prime? 'Cause
Yeah,
imagine seeing this in the cinema.
you'd
What a
feel
big
robbed.
disappointment that would be.
Imagine going VIP to Hotel Transylvania 4. Fucking Jesus Christ.
It doesn't feel like a theatrical movie. It feels like a straight to like Prime movie.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
show,
It like
doesn't
reminds me of like the old like the Disney sequels, like the straight for DVD ones that they did. It like
Mhm.
feels very much like in the vein of those sort of things where it's just kind
Shrek
of
the
like
Halls.
it's just there. It's an afterthought.
It's like
Just there
scared
to make
Shrekless.
money.
Something
No,
like
that one was great.
That was great. We'll hear no criticism against Scared Shrekless. Those are good movies. This is not. Yeah, I don't know. Like, whatever. I'm kind of done talking about it. It was fine. like for kids. I
Was
guess.
it
Was it
fine?
fine?
No.
It's
I don't
fine for
even-
kids.
I
don't
wouldn't even show
think
my
that-
kids
yeah.
this.
Just put them in front of the TV. Like, fucking,
Run away.
yeah.
Like you've taken the pin out of a grenade.
I guess it's like it's
It's
inoffensive.
Drastic, but sure.
I feel like it knows what it is, and I don't think it tries it at all. Really, sometimes it tries a bit in the animation. You know, there are a few shots that I quite liked, but overall, I don't really remember it.
No, I don't really remember it at all. It's like basically completely gone from my mind.
Should we go ratings then?
Sure. What are we going to rate it out of?
Deny.
Uno scambio monstruoso.
I will not be doing
There
that.
is no fucking way I'm going to remember anything.
You
you
know,
just said
uno
there.
scambio monstruoso.
No.
Fucking Christ, then. Brian Hull. He came in clutch. He came in. He saved it. He
Yeah.
saved the day.
He wasn't that bad in it, to be fair. He was
He was
alright.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah, this film sucks. Didn't get anything out of it. Really boring. There was one good joke in the whole movie. The rest of it was just painful to sit through, and I was glad that it ended. 3 Brian holes out of 10.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I just think it is what it is.
I kind of hate it.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. It's like whatever. Like, no, I'm not fine, but he knows what it is. Whatever. I'm not going to watch it again. I don't care about it. I care about as much as the people who made it care about it. 3 Brian Hulls out of 10.
Yeah, pretty forgettable. 3 Brian Hulls out of 10.
Cool. That's that. Hotel Transylvania. The Quadrilogy. We've done it. That one's in the bag for a spooky Halloween special. Next week, it's episode 98. We're almost there to episode 98. We're going to spin a wheel, tell us what we're going to watch next time. It's going to be a super spooky one, not like this one, which was not spooky or scary at all. This one's going to terrify our fucking brains out.
The Child's Play trilogy.
We're going to
Okay.
watch the Child's Play trilogy. I have seen none of these, so that'll be a fun
You haven't
time.
either, except the new one
I've seen them all.
that came out.
Of course you have, you little freak.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 of them,
Christ.
but we'll only do the first 3.
Going to do the first 3 Child's Play movies. Listen to... Go do that. Go watch those. If you haven't watched those, join in with the discussion. Next week,
Fuck was that noise?
we're on social media. YouTube, The Sunday Movie Marathon. Instagram at Sunday Movie Pod. Twitter at Sunday Movie Pod. Facebook at Sunday Movie Marathon. And Letterboxd is... What's the Letterboxd? I say it every week. You got to tell me what it is. Darcy. And Letterboxd is at Sunday MM, capital S, capital M. Remember to like, subscribe, and rate the podcast 5 stars where you get your podcast. If you can't do that, leave us a comment or whatever. See you next time. Any last words? Jesus.
That was awful.
Hey. Hey, where's the freaking gabagoo? You motherfucker. You motherfucker, huh? Don't make me get the...